I'm not a Genty fan, and I'm not a
Yeah,
Raiders
okay,
fan.
okay, Donald Trump.
You're
All
only on
right,
Caleb
Donald.
Williams like that because
All
you're a
right,
Bears
Donald Trump.
fan.
All right, Donald Trump.
You're a Bears fan, so you got on Caleb Williams bandwagon pretty quickly. That's all I was saying.
20 touchdowns and six interceptions and 3,500 yards later changed my mind,
And,
especially with no line.
and Pete Carroll changed my mind. So what's the difference?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dream Team is in the house. Welcome to the Showdown.
I ain't with that cap ass shit. Talking about, oh, he arrogant. All these motherfucking quarterbacks arrogant. Johnny Manziel, arrogant. And like, I hate this shit, bro. Like, I hate that he had to go through it. It worked out for LeBron. And it just all of a sudden became a bad thing for D as a father to be with his kids. And then you got all these fucking networks that's talking shit. Well, it's time for Dion to let go of his kids. Man, shut the fuck up. All of these people that are saying something, their kids are not in the same fucking situation. We just seen LeBron go to war with Stephen A about his son. What? But just because this kid is flashy, he like jury. Shit, I like jury too. The fucking kid don't even do nothing but smoke a hookah. I've been around him and talk shit, bro. That's it. And throw fucking footballs all fucking day.
Yo, what up, doe? It's your boy OG Tim Wilson on the What Up Doe Network. This is the Showdown, and I am here, of course, as always, with the Outlaws, the super producer DJ Rob 45, and the graphic wizard Waze is in the building. What up, doe, fellas? What's going on?
What's good?
Okay, he has no sound this week. Last week his mic wasn't working. Tonight he's just muted. But I do want to say, man, I thank y'all. Oh, there he is. So I do want to thank y'all for joining us, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The channel is the Wuds Network on YouTube. And also you can join us out here on Facebook in the What Up Doe Show, What Up Doe Sports group. So we having a good time, man. Everything's good. Smoke Section 612 group. We got the Waves Verse group. We got the Showdown YT group. We got all kind of shit going on. But make sure you subscribe to the channel and you can get everything you're looking for out there. And we also got some merch out there as well. I will make sure that Waze get the link so that he can put up a link to the merch on our website, not on our website, but on our video, on our video feed. You can catch us on Booms TV also. The What Up Doe Show on Booms TV. The What Up Doe Show, man, we're going to have some fun next week.
Ooh, I can't wait.
We haven't done the What Up Doe Show in 2 weeks, man. I just got back in town last night, and I just want to say I left here. It was nice and warm. I got to Houston. It was nice and hot. I got back to Detroit last night, and it was nice and cold. And I was not dressed appropriately, okay? I did not bring a sweatshirt. I had some sleeves because I never fly without sleeves. I don't like to fly without sleeves because planes can get a little chilly. But I normally wear a sweatshirt, but I didn't because it was so warm, and I knew it was going to be even warmer where I went, so I wore like a little thin sleeves, for a windbreaker almost. Not even that. And it was not for 40-degree weather. It was not meant for the weather I came home to, especially after leaving 94 degrees. So I spent Saturday golfing out in 94-degree heat, and I spent this morning ice skating to Canada.
That sounds like Minnesota weather.
Across the Detroit River. But yeah, man, it was I had a great weekend out in H-Town. Big up to my Houston fam. It was my most chill Houston trip in a long time, and it was just what I needed. Some rest, some reflection, and some relaxation, and get refreshed. So that makes 2 weeks that we didn't do the What Up Doe Show and the Smoke Session. So this week we got it coming up. This week, and a lot's been happening, man. So make sure you catch the What Up Doe Show next week, the next episode, because we will talk about the diddler. We got some Diddy talk to have. We will talk about Joey Badass against the West Coast. We will have those conversations and more on the What Up Though show next week. So make sure you are tuned in because it's going to be worth your while. All that said, meanwhile, Waze,
Yes.
let's get on with the showdown.
Bet. So we got started off. There's the NBA playoffs. Wolves advanced, taking out the Warriors.
Yeah.
Thunder advanced, so it's Wolves versus Thunder. We got the Pacers versus the Knicks as well.
Right. The Knicks took Boston to the yard.
Right.
Interesting matchups because none of these teams have been to the finals since 1979 or
Ever.
more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a different Final Four. Nobody saw this one coming. Nobody called it. So you're lying if you say you did. You're lying.
Yep.
You're lying.
There's one other thing. There's one other thing about these 4 teams. I believe, if I'm correct, nobody on the team has ever won a championship on
No,
all 4 teams.
all 4 teams will be first time NBA champion winners.
Not the Knicks. The Knicks has won, but not in a long time.
No, I mean players.
Yeah, the players themselves.
Yeah.
And I think
You
it's
might be
probably the
right.
youngest finals
Yep.
in NBA.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't think any of them have won. I mean, and I don't know their whole benches. If they got any veterans, hanging out on the bench that has a ring or not, but none of the key players for sure.
I think Conley's the only the oldest bench player right now. Oh, not even a bench player. He's the oldest player in the finals right now.
I know who the NBA is rooting for. The NBA wants New York and Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you've got the biggest market and the biggest star facing off.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what the NBA wants.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I think
money.
they're gonna get it.
It's a
I don't think they're
possibility.
going to get it.
You think OKC's gonna beat Minnesota?
Absolutely.
Oh no.
I'll be watching. I don't know enough about today's game of basketball. All I know is Anthony Edwards is the one that drawed me in with his physical play lately, and now I'm drawn in. I'm sucked in.
Anthony Edwards is a baller. He's the face of the league, whether he wants to or not. He's the biggest star. He's the biggest name, even though Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is about to win the MVP. He is still not as big a star. He doesn't have the personality
Right.
of Ant. Man, Ant's got the personality. He's got the nickname. He's got the flair. So he is the biggest star in the league right now.
Yeah, he's the most marketable next to LeBron.
And definitely the most marketable in this league, right? I mean, in the Final Four.
Oh yeah.
And then Big Body Brunson is a baller, but at the same time, Indiana is serious. So unfortunately, I'm going totally against what the NBA wants, and I got Indiana against OKC in the finals. I'm going Indiana and OKC.
I think it's gonna be Minnesota and New York.
Because I think that's the best 2 teams. Where you got the biggest market and the biggest star is what they want for ratings purposes, for money purposes. But I think Indiana and OKC are the best 2 teams.
I'm a Minnesota guy. Obviously, I live here, so I'm gonna go with my home team. But when it comes down to who I think is gonna be, I honestly don't even care. I just want to see some good basketball. I've been seeing nothing but that this playoff series. I'm here for it. Just give me some good basketball.
Yeah. I think the Wolves are on one of the greatest playoff runs. Well, not one of the greatest playoff runs, but they're on a pretty good playoff run.
Yeah,
They've put
because
LeBron and the Lakers. They've put out Steph and the Warriors.
yeah, but they still gotta get over that first half hump. They suck in the first half of every game that I've seen so far. They've
I
been
wouldn't say they
sneaking
suck
up.
in the first half. I'd say the first quarter they start out slow, but then they just start picking everything up. Ant gets on fire. Randall, man, Julius Randall has been balling.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen a power forward take anybody on an ISO.
I have, but
And
no,
he's been running ISOs the whole time.
he's been balling. He's
Yeah.
definitely been balling. Yeah, they've had a great run, man. I don't put too much into the LeBron and Steph because they're both aging stars, but it's still a great run because it's not just LeBron and Steph. It was LeBron with Luca,
Mm-hmm.
and then Steph with Jimmy Butler. So you had two great duos, two classic duos, which Luca, the only one that's young, but still these are playoff tested players that he knocked off en route to the Western Conference Finals. So that's I think that was big. I think that they having a great run. But I don't knock OKC has had a great season, man. They've just been doing it all year. They got the best record in basketball, and I mean they've just been the best team this season.
And they be
And right
fine on the
now,
court.
right now, and one thing about basketball versus football is best 4 out of 7. So usually the best team wins,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
unless there's something that you don't see. I mean, there's things like guts, there's heart, and there's injuries that can come into play. For Boston to lose their first two games at home after having 20-point leads, you lost a 20-point lead twice, not once, but twice in the second half, in the fourth quarter, and on your home court.
Mm.
I knew they were dead.
Yeah.
I knew they were dead at that point. Even though they came back and won game 3 big on New York's home court, New York was like, yeah, but we still up 2-1. We
Right.
lost game 3 on our home court big, and we're still up 2-1
Mm-hmm.
because we smoked you on your own court when you had the lead. And then game 4, Jason Tatum got hurt. Came that other thing that comes into play.
Yeah.
That injury came into play, and Jason Tatum got hurt. They showed some heart and come out and won game 5, but that was just the Knicks saying, "No, we want to win it at home."
Right.
That was the Knicks said, "We go ahead and wait till we get back to New York and close y'all out. This is easy now. It's easy money."
Man. Yeah, no, these NBA playoffs have been fun to watch so far, and I'm looking forward to these next few games.
They've been fun for you. They ain't been fun for me, damn it. Pistons lost. So I ain't having no fun at all.
Oh no, I've been the way that the Wolves are put together, I've been getting 90 Bulls vibes from them. So
You overstate everything. You make people not want to like the teams that you like because you overstate shit big time.
I will say this. My favorite part about this playoffs is I'm sitting here at 9:30 at night watching basketball with Ben, who is really is the first reason why I even gave the NBA another chance in the first place, because Ben's been getting really into basketball. So I'm like, you know what? Wolves are playing tonight. And then I watched the game when I was like, oh, wait a second. Hold on. I might have been wrong for a little bit here. So that's why I've said it's been fun for me. It's not even just the Wolves, it's just getting back into basketball, seeing all these young guys out there just balling. OKC flying up and down the court like cardio is not a thing for them. That to me was
They
impressive
ran
enough.
Denver out the gym. They ran Denver out the gym in game 7.
Yeah.
It was just like it was ridiculous. They ran them boys out the gym in game 7.
Yeah. So that's the stuff I've been finding fun. It's like, man, okay, basketball's back to being basketball again.
No, it's not okay. It's OKC. But anyway.
All right.
Anyway,
Time for a little bit more of invest or ignore. And this week, we're going with some running backs.
Okay. So, but I just want to interrupt for 1 second because you
Yes.
reminded me of something. Actually, I reminded myself of something when I said it was easy. I have a story for you guys, and I want y'all to make sure y'all remember when the What Up Doe show comes for me to tell you. It's a story that happened down in New Orleans. I don't know if you heard about it.
I've heard some stories coming from New Orleans
Oh no,
recently.
it was a jailbreak.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You heard about that? Okay, so yes, 10 guys broke out of jail, out of prison down there. They had pictures from the prison cell. They blew a big hole out behind the toilet and wrote shit on top on over the hole. They say like too easy, and catch me if you can.
Yep.
And they just ran out and was gone. They've caught a few of them. Some are still on the run.
Hmm.
One of them got busted because he went live at the club.
Um.
You
Well,
can tell he young.
I know the first contestant this weekend.
So yeah, it was a very interesting story. It was a big story down there because of course everybody's on high alert that they may potentially try to make their way to Houston. So it was and then there's a lot of New Orleans people since Hurricane Katrina in
Mm-hmm.
Houston. So it was a big story down there. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that. But it was just something that came to mind. But back to where we are: invest or insult. Oh, no, my bad. I got that.
Invest or ignore.
Oh yeah, that
All
part.
right. This week we're gonna start with you, Rob.
Yep.
Your first running back this week is gonna be Devon A. Chain.
All right. I'll invest.
Mm.
He's been, except for when he was injured, he was a pretty reliable running back. And now that Mostert's not there, his carries are going to go up. So his production's probably going to go up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
OG,
Yo.
Josh Jacobs.
Um. Solid running back. I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest. Um. They got another weapon for Love. So that means less pressure on Jacobs, less pressure, more success. I think so. I'm going to invest in Jacobs. I think he's worthy of being a top 15 back.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see where they go this year with him. Now that they'll have Marshawn Lloyd backing them up
Yeah.
this year. Rob,
Yep.
Kyron Williams.
Mm.
I'll invest. He's been a reliable running back. Even if he's like your second or third running back, he's still a reliable running back for you. So I'd invest.
Uh, yeah, he did come in clutch for me a few times last season. Uh, OG, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon on the Texans. I was heavily on him last year, and I thought um, it was underwhelming. But I'm still going to invest, but I invest with caution. My main fear is his health. Um, so I still say yes because I like what Houston is doing out there, but I invest with caution. I'm not going to say ignore, but yeah, he's a late round pickup. That's I think worth it.
Okay. Final running back for you, Rob.
Yep.
We got a rookie, Ashton Genty.
I'll invest. He went to the Raiders, right? Yeah, Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. And he's a Marshawn Lynch, Walter Payton type runner. So I'll invest. He runs hard, he runs downhill, and he runs through and past people.
My favorite part is through. I like running backs that like to just steamroll
Yeah.
them.
I like him. I was looking at. I'm curious how it's going to work out for him. How he's going to take it. I like his attitude towards it, but they're making him change his stance
Mhm.
because he likes to stand straight up in the
Mhm.
backfield, and they're making him get down, and he doesn't. He's not a fan of crouching down, but his attitude has been after once I get some production under my belt, then I can make my own call and get back to how I want to be. So
Yeah.
make the best of it so that I can say, yeah, okay, that was great, but watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had seen a lot of people had an issue with his stance going into the league. I probably was one of them. But the more I looked at it, it's like I think he's fully capable of learning to go to your typical NFL running back stance, earn his right to go ahead, be him again.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back a couple shows. Before the draft, we were talking about Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
Wade said he was going to be a bust.
Yeah, until he got drafted by Pete Carroll. And then my tune changed right after the draft. I even stated that on the show. I already addressed that.
If he was going, okay, never mind. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You won't
Yeah,
go-
I already
I'm with
addressed
you.
it.
I'm with you, Rob. I'm with you, Rob. 45.
So if he goes to the Bears, he's going to be a bust.
Oh,
But
yeah, he would have definitely been a
he's
bust.
going to be a great running back.
If you under Pete Carroll, yeah, he has a better chance. But Bears, yeah, he would have definitely been a
Under
bust.
Ben Johnson,
He would have definitely been a bust under the Bears.
he needs a psychology check.
He would have been a bust under the Bears. Look at the rest of that running back room. They had DeAndre Swift, and that dude was like, "What the hell just happened to me?"
We didn't have a line.
I'm just saying.
I could have got through our line last year.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay.
He did say he was going to be a bust, though.
Yeah.
Yep, I did originally say that.
Yeah, he should.
But now he's going to invest in him.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't say that. I'd invest with caution. I'd still invest with caution, but I'm not going to say he's a bust right now.
The key word he said was he's going to invest.
With caution, yeah. I will invest with asterisks.
You're still going to invest.
Basically, he'll be on my taxi squad. Is essentially what I am saying.
By week 4, he'll be a starting running back.
Who do they have? I don't know if they have anyone that's really competing.
Guy,
with
man, he's gonna be the guy from Jump Street, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Pete Carroll's been a college coach, and I think he may be smart enough to do what the wiser college coaches do with rookie running backs, and that's to bring them on slowly, because you play fewer games in college.
Right.
If you let them start, because they can hit the ground running. But if you let them do that, they'll get worn out fast, and in the latter part of the season, you won't have them available to you. So what you do is you start them off slow, and like week 4 to 6, you start giving them a heavier load, and they can last you. When you come to the tail end of the season, they hot and off and running, as opposed to fading out because of fatigue.
Yeah. No, that was one thing I was surprised Bijan Robinson did not experience his rookie year, because he was balls to the walls from jump to the end of the season, and he didn't really wear and tear. He was pretty consistent. OG, your last running back this week, another rookie, Amarian Hampton.
Amarian Hampton. I did a little research on him because I had to pick him up because Genty was gone and I needed a running back, and I was very impressed. He ran a 4.46 40, 38-inch vertical, and he's playing for one of my favorite coaches of all time, Jim Harbaugh. The dude invests in his offensive line. He believes in the horses and the hogs up front, making a big difference. And he believes heavily in running the damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Harbaugh likes to play smash mouth football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm investing, and I'm investing big. I think he'll have a better rookie year than Genty.
Yeah, and that was another thing I had stated before the draft. That part I'm not changing. I'm pretty high on Amarian Hampton. and I've been high on
I
him.
didn't say Gentry's gonna be a bust.
No.
I didn't say that. Wait,
No.
Rob, I didn't say that.
Nope, he did not say that. I will second that he did not say that. That is what I originally had said before he got drafted, and I had to eat my words. Because as soon as I saw who his head coach was, I was like,
He's just a Bears hater.
Why would I hate on a low team?
That's all it is. He's a Bears hater.
That's like hating on ants.
Oh wow. Anyone else? Well, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to put on a 10-second timer and say, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a timeout. Be right back. And we're back.
All right, so I got 3 pieces of NFL news for you guys this week. First up, we got the Steelers in the news once again for something other than Aaron Rodgers. Finally, they are currently in talks with the Saints to acquire Chris Olave.
Oh, well, they just got rid of Pickens, so
Yep.
they can use him.
Yes.
But still, who's going to throw to him?
What'd you say?
I said, yeah.
Oh, I heard you better the first time. So, hey,
I found the problem.
okay, all right,
I found the problem. Who's going to throw to him?
Mason Rudolph.
Aaron Rodgers.
They still ain't signed Aaron Rodgers yet.
I think they'll have Aaron Rodgers by the end of the month, or not that. Yeah, by the end of this month, I could see it.
And they'll have him.
Yeah,
And
OTA starts this week.
And then they got Howard.
Yep, they got Will Howard. They got Mason Rudolph, which is not really saying a lot, but they got him.
This might be Mike Tomlin's first year he goes under 500.
I don't think so.
He's a hell of a coach. It's hard.
I will see. I'm going to say wait and see. I will wait and see.
Okay.
He's had teams before that didn't look at this point like they were going to do anything, and next thing you know, you look up, they were 10-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened last year.
I've seen
it. The next piece of news is awesome. And I really hope they use the right imagery for this. Saquon Barkley is expected to be the cover athlete for Madden this year.
Saquon Barkley?
Jesus.
Ooh.
Keep your emotions out of it. We talking football, not politics.
You see that, Carlton? Did you hear that? It wasn't me.
Hey, I gotta call him out.
What you calling him out for?
Going to see Trump.
For having different. Wait, that wasn't even a political view. Just for him seeing Trump.
No. There's reasons why everybody on most of the stars on Philadelphia decided not to go. Said they had other arrangements. It was a scheduling conflict. It's always it. No, I'm not going to see him. That's what it was.
No, I'm not going to call him a coon for that.
No, he would actually have to behave in coonery for me.
It wouldn't be the first time. It's like a recent thing that if you don't agree with the president, you don't go. It's not. It's never been a thing in the past to not go see the president because he's a Republican and I'm a Democrat.
But with Trump is different. With this president, it's different.
Okay.
It's still a matter of opinion, and that when it comes to it is a matter of what he wants. And I'm not gonna knock it. I may not like Trump, but it's no reason for me to call Saquon a coon.
I'm not gonna knock it, and I'm not a trumpet, but I'm not a trumpeter.
Right.
You're not a maggot. You're not a maggot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a maggot. Not a maggot. But I can understand if I'm on the Super Bowl, this may be my only chance to go meet the president of the United States, regardless who he is. And I'm not going to be one to pass it up.
Yeah.
Because I have different political views.
Yeah. If they really wanted to
I'm not going to knock a guy for feeling that way.
Yeah.
So, and it would take more than that for me to say he's cooning.
Right. Because
Now, if he got up there and started tap dancing, I might feel a little different.
exactly. Now, if you walked up there with the mega hat on, then yeah, I might have to say something. But that wasn't the case, so I'm not gonna get on him about it.
Get
It
up
is what
there.
it is.
Then I might be like, well, damn, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Call him Jim Crow
But
Barkley.
but at the same token, you are entitled to your own opinion
Yes.
on that. So let's get out of that rabbit hole. I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there.
But yeah, I'm hoping they use that reverse bunny hop on that for that cover for Madden, because
I'm 99% sure they would.
that has to be. If they don't, then Madden they sold bad.
Probably one of the most iconic plays of all times at this point.
Yeah.
Period.
At least for a running back. I mean, it was definitely the play of the year, and I would say the play of the
I've never seen a play like
play of the
that.
century. I've never seen it.
No. That is just pure athleticism that we haven't seen in the NFL.
And creativity. Just
Yes.
what made you even
Think
think
of
to
it.
try that?
He's like, I'm gonna do a spin move. Oh wait, I don't think I can finish that spin move. I'll just jump. I'll jump over him. Like that was insane.
Woo!
The level of focus.
Do a backward
and-
high jump.
man.
Yeah.
That
And
was
they would pick
fire.
up a few more yards too. Kept going.
Yeah.
But okay, all right. Well, you know what that means?
What's that?
He's getting hurt. Sorry, Carlton. My bad. Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it.
I'll
Why
say
not
it.
me? I was waiting for Rob to say it, but he went political. So I had to. Somebody had to say it.
That Madden curse is real.
It's iffy. I've learned.
No. It's real.
No, Barry Sanders is iffy. That's all I hear every time I say, well, Emmitt Smith had more yards than him. Well, if he had a line, if he had this, if he had that, all that iffy shit. So that's why I call Barry Sanders iffy, because he got all the iffies you can think of. If he had a better team, if he had a quarterback, if he had all that iffy shit. If he would have stayed in football, if he would have got more yards, then he would have had more yards. Period.
All right. Final piece of NFL news I got for you guys this week.
All right.
Derrick Henry has signed an extension of 2 years worth $30 million, stating that he would like to end his career with the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, that's I think that's good on both parts.
Yes.
Salute both of them. Good call for a good play by the Ravens to lock him down, and he's a good fit there. So it was good for him.
God knows that culture, that was the best move for him to make.
What a great fit. What a great fit.
Man.
What a great fit. When I first heard he was going, I was like, damn, that's a great fit.
Yeah.
Great fit. Gritty team, gritty coach. Perfect.
I'm pretty sure I had Baltimore going to the Super Bowl last year, and well, obviously that didn't happen, but
yeah, I think I had picked them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the refs.
jeez. All right. So next up, we got some Dynasty stock exchange.
Dynasty stock exchange.
Again?
What's that?
Again?
No, we did invest or ignore. Dynasty stock exchange is a bit different. This is all dealing Dynasty.
Oh, okay.
All right. OG, we're gonna start with you. This
How's
is
the game played first, man?
Oh
Explain
yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot.
this is a new one.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing here.
This is the buy, sell, or hold. So
Okay,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
give you 3 players. You're gonna tell me which one you're gonna buy, which one you're gonna sell, and which one you're gonna hold.
Okay, got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. Your 3 players this week, OG, is Jake Ferguson, Drake London, and Chuba Hubbard.
I am buying Drake London. I'm selling Jake Ferguson. and I'm holding Chuba Hubbard. You know why? Because always, every season, and I mean every season, somebody gets hurt and Chuba Hubbard starts putting up enough numbers to hold you down for a few weeks. hold that dude.
Oh yeah, I've grown to be a fan of Chuba. All right, Rob, you're three.
Yep.
Evan Ingram, T. Higgins, and Tony Pollard.
Oh, you said buy, sell, or hold, right?
Yes. And Ingram's with Denver now.
I'm selling Evan Ingram. I'm buying T. Higgins, and I'm holding Tony Pollard.
I can get with that. That
Evan Ingram's career has been on the downside, kind of like Gerald Everett's. So, yeah, I wouldn't waste a pick on him. And T. Higgins is always money. So
He does tend to step in when I need him. All right. So next up, I got a question of the week for you guys. I figured I'm not gonna lie, I was just messing around on the internet, found a question. I was like, I like that question, but I'm gonna change this because it just doesn't fit the way I like it. So here's my question for you guys.
are the Bears going to win the Super Bowl?
No, I intentionally did not include either of our teams.
Okay, I thought that was going to be a question.
No, I would never ask such a stupid question. Which of these two teams will have the better record? The Broncos or the Raiders?
Oh, that's actually an interesting question. I am going to go Broncos. For one, I think they got a little bit of a head start on them. The Raiders have a lot of change. I believe Bo Nix is going to take another step forward. But damn, the Raiders got Genty, they got Geno, and they rivals.
And I think, no, that's Seattle that got Cooper Cup. Never mind.
I think that's going to be an interest. That's a very interesting question, though. I'm going to go with Denver, but not by much. Not by much. I think the Raiders are definitely going to be much improved from what they were, but they have a lot more. They have a lot more ground to gain than Denver, in my opinion.
I see Denver coming in third in the division, ahead of the Raiders, who are going to be last in the division. Chargers and Chiefs, I think, are going to run away with 1 and 2. Denver will be number 3, but they'll be actually close to the Chargers. They'll be actually fighting the Chargers for the second spot in that division.
Can you make a bold prediction?
Oh, I was just about to ask another question too. I was like, wait, you brought up the Chiefs and the Chargers. Who's going to have the better record there?
I think Chargers.
I think the Chiefs will have a better record there, but I have a bold prediction.
All right, I'm here for it.
I think the Chargers are going to the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I like that. Just because, like you, OG, I'm a Harbaugh stan. So I'm all for that as well.
Are you thinking another Harbaugh Super Bowl this year?
No, they're both AFC.
They both
Yeah.
AFC.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, AFC championship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd
nasty.
be nasty. I would like it. Baltimore and the Chargers would be nice.
Ooh, and the identity of those two teams is just
Yeah.
dogfight.
Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna be
The Chargers are still going to have to get past the Bills.
But so will the Ravens.
You're right. You're right. And so will the Ravens. Both of you are right. The Bills are the Bills are that forgotten monster over there.
Yep.
But I tell you who else is going to be scary. The AFC is going to be scary. NFL is going to be scary.
Yes.
because Cincinnati might be back. Joe Burrow is back. So
Ooh.
what's gonna but the problem with Cincinnati is that their defense was kind of weak and their best defensive player wants out.
Yep.
He doesn't want out. He wants better pay. And they're
No,
just not
he
trying to
wants
give it.
No.
no,
Ask
he
for
wants out.
Oh,
Yeah.
He said he feels like it's been personal now and he wants out.
Yep.
He said it's gone beyond business. It's personal. He don't want to be there anymore.
And I don't think they actually did anything to address their defense.
No,
They're
not
just
that I
paid
can
everybody
recall.
on offense. They paid all the offensive stars, and Hendricks is upset. He's offended, and he's feeling offended at the way they playing him. And he's like, I want out.
Yeah.
Mm, man, that does leave a little bit of a sour point for the
And
Bengals.
there is another team that's on the come up in the AFC who's been in there the last 2 years. The Texans.
Oh yeah,
You right.
you're
You
right.
right. You are right about that one.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and get that defense figured out because they're gonna be clawing for the playoffs.
Man, I can't wait for football. And you know what else? Oh, there's another team that we didn't mention who got a secret weapon that we don't know what's gonna happen yet.
Oh.
George Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, baby.
Yo, and Shador out there looking like he might end up QB1 by week 1.
I think I totally and completely believe with my whole heart that if I drop all bias and everything, I think Kenny Pickett's going to be starting day one.
I would like to, but the way that coaching staff is circling around Shador right now,
The media
know.
is, social media is, that's all we're seeing, but I think we're going to see Kenny Pickett behind center day one.
I'm not totally against it because Kenny Pickett came out there last year and he
Man,
actually looked pretty good.
They're just not talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not, it's just not the big, it's not the big news. It's not the social media sensation. So we're not seeing this post every time you turn on your screen like you see in Shador, but because Shador is marketable.
Mm-hmm.
But quite frankly, I think Pickett's going to be starting day one.
It is low key kind of messed up that they are definitely promoting Shador way more than they are the guy they picked before him. Because Dylan has not been getting no love on the Browns' social media.
That's what they sold on draft day. That's how they got everybody to watch day 2.
Yep.
Yeah. And 3.
I mean, by day 3, people were just like, he ain't getting picked.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them.
Day two, people was tuned in all the way through. Like, I can't believe they are blackballing this dude.
He had a bigger fall than Aaron Rodgers. Way bigger fall than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, that was the biggest fall I've ever seen.
Yeah. And it was it's almost consensus. There's no reason that should have happened. Yeah, obviously you got your haters out there that's just because of that last name of Sanders, they're gonna be like, oh, he kind of deserved it. But anyone who knows football will say that was unnecessary.
Yeah, no, it was trash. But anyway, definitely don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Nope, not doing it. Nope.
Nah.
Blow that one up. Drop some dynamite in that rabbit hole.
All right. So I got 2 pieces of discussion we can hit up today. We might hit up only one of them. But before we do that, I want us to make some week 1 predictions by position for rookie players. And the way this will work is I'm going to give you 2 players per the position, and you're going to tell me who you think is going to have the better showing that week 1 of the regular season. At QB, is it going to be either Tyler Show or Tyler Show versus Arizona at home,
The other person,
or Cam Ward at Denver?
Cam Ward ain't even close.
Cam Ward at Denver.
It ain't even close.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
Well, those are the only 2 quarterbacks that we know may be starting week 1.
Tyler Show went to New Orleans, right?
Yeah. That's why I had to put him as like,
especially if New Orleans might be getting rid of Chris Olave. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's why they get. That's why they're getting rid of Chris Olave. They like, dude, we are not going to waste this guy's talent. Get him out.
They said we're going to tank this season. We know we got better
We got to
quarterbacks
move
coming
on.
next.
We got to try to get a better quarterback next year.
And they even made it clear they're not even.
We screwed the pooch not getting Sanders, but okay, we played along and we ended up with this guy.
Yeah, yeah, they're regretting that.
Guys, I hope y'all play along and let us get somebody next year in the 5th round.
All right, running back. Ashton Genty at New England, or Kenshin Judkins versus Cincinnati at home.
Genty.
I'm gonna go Genty.
All right, I'm a Judkins stan, so that's why.
Yeah,
This week 1, I will say Genty.
You think he's a bust? Tell the truth.
Nah, we'll
say
see.
what it is.
We'll see. We'll see.
We're only using your words.
Yeah, you're using the words before I changed them, but you know,
your words.
That's how politics works.
Hey, no,
we use what's cushy, what we like, what we heard before that works best for our storyline. Let's disregard everything else afterwards.
You cannot pull the Donald Trump here.
No. I'm not pulling a Donald Trump here. You know what I'm pulling politics here. This is how politics works.
Where the little kid at to sit in the back and say bullshit? Bullshit.
No, he's pulling the Stephen A.
See, what's happening here is you're disregarding what I had said after the draft. I already corrected what I had said, and I admitted I may have been wrong.
Okay, but you got on me about doing that with Caleb Williams, so I can't get on you about doing that with Genty.
Yeah, but I'm not a Genty fan, and I'm not a Lakers fan.
Okay, Donald Trump.
You're only on Caleb Williams like that because you're a Bears fan.
All right, Donald Trump.
You're a Bears fan, so you got on Caleb Williams bandwagon pretty quickly. That's all I was saying.
20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and 3,500 yards later changed my mind. Especially with no line.
And Pete Carroll changed my mind. So what's the difference?
Oh, yeah, well, good point. Good point. He got a good point there. He got a good point there, Rob. If you can change your mind. But no, I'm just saying.
Now who sounded like a trumper?
If you can change your mind, then he can change his. Now you can't do that. No, he got you.
I changed my mind Trump after moves. Production on the field.
Talk about mega moves.
He changed his mind after the way he landed in the draft.
Yep.
So his reason don't have to be your reason. The bottom line is you changed your mind so he can change his. He got you
after production. That I need to change.
They're not like us. They not like us.
All right. Wide receiver. I'm going to butcher this name just because I haven't heard it on the TV yet. Tetairoa McMillan at Jacksonville, or Matthew Golden versus Detroit.
What's his name play for?
Oh, God, McMillan.
That helps.
Oh, my phone's right in front of me. I cannot remember who McMillan was.
McMillan.
Yeah. That's the thing is McMillan is, from what I understand, is the better player, but we haven't seen anything from either, so.
I'm going with McMillan.
I don't know either one. What was the other one?
Golden from Detroit. I mean, from Green Bay against Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Golden.
All right.
I don't know if Detroit did enough to help their defensive backfield.
Well, I think my thing with
he's
them
with
is,
Carolina.
Oh.
My thing with them is with Detroit's defensive backfield. I think they addressed it a year ago heavily. Rookie cornerbacks very seldom are they real productive. The cornerbacks take a little more time than people like to give rookies. You don't see a whole lot of rookie cornerbacks stepping up like Sauce Gardner did. He was an anomaly. But usually the cornerbacks that's killing the game have been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give those two rookies that they drafted a year ago another chance to say, okay, so now now they're both going up against rookie receivers and their second year corners. Um, I think I give them a better chance than I would have a year ago. If you told me Justin Jefferson was going up against Terry and Arnold on his rookie year, I'm going to say he going to smoke Terry and Arnold. But this year, you're telling me a rookie receiver going against Terry and Arnold in his second year, I'm going to go with Terry and Arnold. I'm going to take that second year corner.
Okay.
That's why I'm going. That's why I'm going McMillan. Plus, I like McMillan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with McMillan as well. Bryce Young got on fire at the end of the season last year, and that's only going to continue. I think that's going to work in McMillan's favor. Whereas to Golden he's going to be the obvious target. What else do Green Bay have to throw to?
Yeah,
they got Tucker
Did
Kraft.
They get a receiver last year, Gonzalez or some shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, Jaden Reed showed up for them the most.
Yeah,
last year.
He did. I mean, they got Jordan Love throwing the ball. So I mean, it's going to be. Hey, I will say this. I said all of that soliloquy about their secondary, but I will say that Rob for 5 got a point. They still have to show improve because a year ago they didn't.
Yeah, and they got to stay healthy.
So there is a chance that they still don't. Mm-hmm. And they got a new defensive coordinator. So we don't know what they're going to look like back there. So it was a fair assessment by Rob on that one. So
yeah, and I can agree with that.
I could see that one going either way. I could see that one going either way, but I'm going with McMillan.
Yeah. So we got one more. We got tight end here. We got Tyler Warren versus Miami. Versus Colston Loveland versus Minnesota.
I heard that Colston Loveland went to a Diddy party and he's no longer a tight end. He's a wide receiver.
See, everybody hating on Loveland.
I don't know enough about him to hate on him right now.
I just had
I think Loveland's going to have a bigger game against Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota, Van Ginkel is really their only linebacker. Harrison Smith retired, didn't he?
No.
Well, he's too old to cover a tight end of Loveland's.
Didn't he shut down almost every team he played against last year?
Not Cole Kmet.
Why would Harrison Smith be covering a tight end?
Because safeties cover tight ends a lot.
That's a linebacker's job. If you cover tight end with your safety, you are intentionally losing the game.
If you cover my tight end with a linebacker, I'm beating you every time.
You don't know linebackers.
Whatever.
That is the job of a linebacker. Tight ends and running backs. Period.
Okay. What linebacker is stopping George Kittle?
Damn near everyone last year.
Wrong. George Kittle had a big year in fantasy football last year.
What
linebacker is covering Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce didn't show up until the playoffs. What are you talking about?
This is a fantasy football show. And no, Travis Kelce did show up before the playoffs.
Okay, week 17 and 18 don't count.
No,
as before the playoffs.
He showed up
Travis Kelce, we forgot he was even on the team the entire season last year. We were so concerned with everybody else other than Travis Kelce.
Who runs heavy hitters?
You. And clearly you don't realize Travis Kelce was only on there twice. At the end of the season.
He was on there more than twice.
At the end of the season, twice. Period.
And every time I talk shit about Travis Kelce not having production, guess what happened? He produced.
Yeah, at the end of the season. Because we forgot he was even playing.
Because they put linebackers on him.
It's not because they put linebackers on him.
Okay. Go ahead, put a linebacker on Travis Kelce, see what happens.
They shut him out all season.
See what happens.
They
Cole
shut him
Kmet,
out all season long.
Cole Kmet made most of his yards and most of his touchdowns on linebackers.
Okay.
Noah Fant makes most of his touchdowns and his yards on linebackers.
Is that something you could prove, or is that something you're just saying?
All right, see, you're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me do it. OG, he made me do it. He made me do it.
All
You should
right.
never have a tight end covering a linebacker unless that linebacker is running a fly.
You should never have.
That's the only
line-
time a safety should be on top of a tight end.
Bullshit.
That's the only time.
Bullshit.
If a safety is coming shallow to cover a tight end, you are leaving wide receivers deep. That is called Bears football.
Actually, no, it's not. Actually, no, it's not, because you got people like Jalen Johnson, or you got, or shit, even not just even with the Bears. You got Sauce Gardner that's out there that can cover wide receivers. You got Trayvon Diggs that can cover wide receivers. There are corners that can cover wide receivers by themselves. They don't need help from the safety.
On average, one cornerback can cover a good wide receiver. Most teams have two good wide receivers. Who's covering the second one?
Okay.
That's the safety's job.
All right. Thank you very much, folks, for joining us. And next topic.
All right.
I'm agreeing. I'm going with Loveland, but just for the record.
I have been hearing a lot of rumble about Tyler Warren, but I would go with Loveland, because Tyler Warren, you got Anthony Richardson, who is 50-50. He's a coin flip on whether he's going to play good or not.
I like Warren, though. I ain't going to lie. I like Tyler Warren a lot. I like Tyler Warren more. Put them both up there and telling me to pick one, and I had to pick. And it was my pick. I'm picking Tyler Warren. In fact, I did. I think it was in one of the fantasy drafts.
I think, because Rob stole Loveland right under my feet.
See,
in the long run, I like Tyler Warren.
Waze agrees with me, Loveland.
Well, I like Loveland.
In week one, I like Loveland.
Yeah, I like Loveland even in general, but from what I'm hearing about Tyler Warren, I am getting more and more intrigued about him, because I didn't know much about him before the draft.
Okay.
All right, so discussion time. This one is
That wasn't it. That wasn't discussion time.
That wasn't. This is the only discussion topic I got for you. It's just because I've seen it floating around a lot lately, especially with Ian Rappaport and Mike Pellisario. But I'm starting to see rumbles that Jalen Milroe will be starting over Sam Darnold by the end of the season. Is that something you guys see happening?
I don't know, to be honest. Every time I cut on the news and I cut on sports shows, I cut on my social, all I see is Shedeur Sanders. So I have no idea. I forgot that there were other quarterbacks drafted. I've not seen Jalen Milroe. Now, I have seen him throw. Actually, I did see one video of him, and it was a pretty amazing video, actually, of how accurate he was from deep. So, yes, I can see it. I'm going to say yes, I can see it. I could see Sam Darnold hit lightning in a bottle last year, got him a contract, and now he's Matt Castle.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, I felt that in the pit of my stomach. And I don't even like Sam Darnold, but that hurts. That's hurt.
Bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit again. Because last year, he was singing Sam Darnold's praises.
Who, me?
No, him.
I was too.
OG, what was the nickname I had given?
Last year, I was the one that called Sam Darnold before the season started because he had just left the 49ers. Now he just left the Vikings. I feel different.
Yeah. Last year, my statement about Sam Darnold is, looks like I'm eating my words, because I was not a fan of us signing Sam Darnold in the first place. So I did not want the Lego policeman as our quarterback.
So when he reverts back to old Sam Darnold next year in Seattle, you're off the Sam Darnold bandwagon. So
I was never on his bandwagon.
Well,
I'd have to go on the bandwagon in the first place to beat you that.
Rob, let that one go. Rob, let that one go. It's a losing battle. Let it go. Just let it go. Nope. No, we're gonna blow that one up. We're gonna drop some dynamite in that rabbit hole before you even get there because it's a losing battle. Nope, not gonna do it. So you liked him when he was playing good for your team, but when he plays bad for another team, you don't. Duh.
That's breaking.
That don't make sense. That's a losing battle. That's a losing battle. Everybody, and you can say that about everybody in the room, including everybody watching. Period. A guy that won games for me, I root for, yes. And then he go lose games for the next guy, and I don't like him. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're still don't know whether or not Sam Darnold is actually that good or the system's that
Had a
good.
good year, or if he just had a good season. He hit last year. All cylinders clicked, but in the end, he lost 2 bad games in the end, and so it's like, what is he? I don't know. So is it a chance? Is it a chance that he's not? He is what he was before last year, and now we're going to see the rookie before the season is over. Possibly, very possible, very possible. I'm going to say yes. It's definitely possible. I'm not as high on him coming into this season as I was going into last season.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, it's just still a question mark because we saw what happened with Kirk Cousins. As I watched Kirk Cousins' season go, I was like, all right, so was it the system Minnesota runs that's making these quarterbacks look really good, or are they actually that good?
No, you can't say that about Kirk Cousins because at the beginning of the year last year, Kirk Cousins had a damn good year.
He did get off to a good start, and I also would credit him with having decent years in Washington as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before Minnesota, so
Yep.
I agree with you on that, Rob. It's not Kirk Cousins is not in that discussion, but Kirk Cousins has always been mediocre to me.
Now here comes another a comeback.
High end of mediocre, but mediocre.
Here comes another comeback quarterback discussion.
Okay.
What are the chances that Zach Wilson takes over for Tua?
I'd say slim to none.
Yeah,
Unless there's an injury. Barring injury, I don't think he takes over for Tua.
and yeah, Zach Wilson kind of has that same thing a lot of other quarterbacks had. He came from the Jets. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith. There's quarterbacks that the Jets draft. They do trash, go somewhere else and do great.
Good. I mean, a Jets quarterback took the Vikings to 14-2, 14-3.
Yep.
Okay.
Or
no, that's not true.
I was gonna say,
Jets quarterback took Carolina to nowhere, and then the 49ers quarterback backup took Minnesota to 14-3.
He was still a Jets quarterback.
He came back. He had been to 2 teams. He had been to 2 teams since then.
Okay.
He came to Minnesota from San Francisco.
Yeah, he's a Shanahan product. Yeah,
he went to Carolina from New York, and he didn't do much there. He went to Carolina. He went to San Francisco, learned how to play football, and then San Francisco made him a football player.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that work out for Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield.
Same route from the Browns to the Panthers to the Bucks. Oh no, from the Browns to the Panthers to the Rams to the Bucks.
The Rams to the Bucks. Baker did well,
but they were on the Panthers at the same time.
Huh?
Darnold and Mayfield were on the Panthers at the same time.
Yeah, Mayfield did good. Mayfield did good. He did good last year.
And that was still also a period of time the Panthers management was just, I don't know that if they understood what their job was at that time.
Yeah, Baker did good. He did good with the Rams. And he did very good with Tampa Bay last year.
Jeez, man, very good is an understatement. Baker showed out last year.
So what if Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold are on that Baker Mayfield trajectory?
We'll see this year, I guess. Oh, Sam Darnold, we'll see this year.
Tua has to lose his job, though.
Yeah.
Tua has to. There's a difference. He's not just getting a shot.
One more.
Tua has to lose his job in order for him to get a shot.
Hey, all you got to do is get hit one time with a concussion.
Well, I said barring injury.
Yeah.
I said barring injury.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam Darnold for sure, I think we'll get a better idea and see, you know, with him. But Zach Wilson, on the other hand, he's probably not in the best situation to get that shine right now.
I don't see Tua just performance wise losing his job due to poor performance. I said barring injury. So you want to throw injury in there? Yes, he gets a shot, but I'm not saying with injury. I'm saying barring injury.
But the trashiest
Anyway.
quarterback this year is going to be Dak Prescott. I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
I don't agree.
I do not agree either.
I just don't like Dallas in any way. So they could be the best team in football, undefeated. They're still trash.
Okay.
Right.
In that case, moving on.
That's it.
The definition of a hater. But
yes,
anyway,
I'm a Dallas Cowboys hater.
that's fine.
Number one hater. You're welcome.
Melvin. That's it for the show. That's it for the showdown. That's it for the showdown, y'all. I want to thank y'all for joining us. I know we let Rob drag that last topic on a little longer than we should have, but we did.
That's always my fault.
It is. Whose fault is that?
Yours?
How's it my fault?
Could you entertain it?
I don't entertain it. I let it. That was y'all going at it.
I was gonna say he'd be starting it. He'd be starting it. He's an instigator. He instigated it.
He is an instigator. He is an instigator. I want to say thank y'all for joining us. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like what you see if you like what you see. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. And the channel is the Wuds Network, WUDS Network, Wuds Network on YouTube. And you can see a lot of exclusive content, all of our shows, all of our past episodes. I still got to get you out there I got to put a repost the Henry Thomas interview. That was a great episode of the Showdown that a lot of people missed because it was during, it was no longer football season when we did it. Or should I say, we'll just leave that alone. It was later in the season. And I think a lot of people missed that one, and it was a great episode. Big ups to all my people out there in the Broad Street Bullies Fantasy Football Group. Big ups to all my people out there in the SW Fantasy Football Group. And big ups to everybody out there in the EFG Texas Fantasy Football Group. How about that? Vicious. On that note, man, I want to say I'm out of here like last year. Rob 45, you got any last words?
Nope.
Thank you. Rob Wade, you got any last words?
No.
Okay. On that note, I've got some last words. Rob 45.
Yo.
Red pill or blue pill?
My background's red, so let's go red.
Oh.
We out of here, y'all. Peace out.
Drunk, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot my favorite man sitting over there. His name is
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina, 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 Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina.
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina, won't you quit? You really make me sick with your fraudulent behavior. You're gonna make me flip and then an army couldn't save you. Why don't you behave, you little rugrat? Take a little tip from the tabloid. Because I know I'm not paranoid. When I say I saw you trying to mock me, now you and your crew are on a mission trying to hawk me. But it isn't happening, you fraudulent foes. You used to front big time, now I suppose that everything's cool since the style of apparel you adopted. You used to make fun of, but now you wanna rock it. So you gotta kick it with the homie. But DEL is already hip to your cronies. Me and CMP's thought about this and never have we seen a brother who would hover like Mr. Doubleina.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina.
What up, though?